White Court going down to 45 villagers. Now has the same amount of villagers as Sunset. Oh, jeez. I spoke too soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this first game in this third place matchup between Chilean Masters and Weiljet. That is, yes, how you pronounce that clan's name. I'm probably going to make a lot of mispronunciations of its name, so please feel free to correct me if you're on Twitch. Don't correct me if you're on YouTube. That's not going to do me any good. But, yeah, so this is the Age of Raja's first clan league. Usually a few times a year, Blackadder hosts the Real-Time Strategy League, which if you're not familiar, we're going on Season 40 now, so we should be familiar with this tournament. But basically, it's like the biggest clan league in Age of Empires that's always consistent with having events. And they also have an Age of Titans league if you're interested in that. But this is the first time we're doing it on Age of Rajas, so this is technically Season 1 for this clan league. And yeah, this is the third place match. It's always a well-designed tournament. I believe it could use a little more coverage, which is why you're seeing it today. And you're also seeing it today because I think these games are going to be pretty good. So hopefully I'm not wrong in that because I haven't watched them myself. But I think they'll be pretty good. I can assure you that. Let's introduce these clans and the players with the clans. Red, yellow, and teal. So on the right flank, we have White Court playing for the Chilean Masters. In the flank, he is playing as the Slavs. In red, we have Sobek playing as the Magyars. And in teal, we have Noisik playing as the Britons. For the Weiljet team, we have... Oh, Jesus. Kalila Tico. It's actually not that bad once you get it down one time. He's playing as the Franks in the flank position. In blue, we have... Oh, Jesus. Peruna Latico. I'm just going to be calling these players by their colors if I can't get it right after a few tries. Playing as the Franks. And we also have Sunset playing as the Franks, so apparently you can repeat civilizations. In fact, all 4 players are playing as the Franks. How interesting. I think it's, for these maps, the settings, I reviewed them very briefly. I think it's pick civs. You can pick whatever civs you like. And the maps as well are pick with certain rules on picking. There's a lot of maps to choose from. And this particular map is called Aggression. Reminds me of Border Dispute a little bit, but not as claustrophobic. And let me talk a little bit about these clans. So CM is it's a clan that's been around for a long time. Chilean Masters. I know a lot of these players. These players have been playing a long time. I've casted games of White Court before. He's always been around the 2K level. He's a very strong player. Remember, one of my first games casted on my YouTube channel was on White Court. We have Noisik. He's been around for a long time as well. Also 2K, and Sobek around 2K. So both these, borderline expert players have been playing for a long time. And their clan has been around for a long time. They participate in a lot of the previous Real-Time Strategy League events. Either they have won at the finals or they've gotten very close. I'm pretty sure they've won. And this other team, I don't know if it's a newer clan, but I haven't heard of them so much. So certainly they might be a little more the underdogs in this matchup. And I certainly haven't heard of any of these individual players, or their names were so complicated I forgot them. And yeah, we've got an interesting map. We've got an interesting Civ matchup already. And let's talk a little bit about, well, let's look at the map a little bit first before we talk about the civilizations. 2 stones on the bottom here, gold. So they start with gold right next to their town center, which is nice and safe. A lot of berries on this map, which explains the Franks pick. The Franks, of course, get faster foragers. And that's a big bonus to them. As well, if they're on the flank, they get a good scout rush. That's good. If they're in the pocket, they get a good night rush. Or scouts, if you choose to go for it as well. So that's a pretty solid pick either way. Unfortunately, their army might not be very diverse, so I wonder if we'll see pikemen in this matchup or something along those lines. With the other team being all Franks... yeah, it's a variable tech tree. With the other team being all Franks, maybe we can understand what the strategies for the CM team would be. So we have Britons, probably go archers. Flank. Magyars, probably scouts and knights. And Slavs for White Court, probably knights, I would assume. So, with these civilizations, I would have loved to see a camel civilization. Can you imagine if the CM had chosen something like Indians in this matchup? How much would they dominate the Franks? But no, we don't have any civilizations with camels at all. And I'm sure they didn't know their opponent was going to pick all Franks, or if they did, they maybe would have chosen different civilizations, where I think they should have. A lot of deer on this map, a lot of players getting a lot of hunt, players going up to the next age right about now. Usually the pockets go up to feudal age as well, so Sobek is up, and Brunellatico is up. There you go, I got it. So everyone going into feudal age. We have a few militia being created by Kalitico. Kalilatico. And he's moving out. There's a exposed gold here, but again, it doesn't matter too much. There's a lot of gold here. So I think this is going to be towers. That stone can be taken away. Is there another stone? Or Noisek. I don't see where the other stone is. I think you start with 2 stones. This is very important if you forward. Yeah, the other one's way, way in the north. So this is a good reaction to the map, I think, from Kalilatico. Gonna place a tower that's gonna cover the stone. Gonna cover both gold mines, actually. And this is such a risky tower. I mean, a few militia could pop out here. Villagers could go for the tower. But Kalilatico is so much faster up to the next age than Noisek. Why is that? I have no clue. Noisek should have had a sheep bonus. Maybe those berries are OP. That was a very good uptime from Kalilatico. Wow. And that's going to be rewarded with the tower. All he needs is maybe a tower right there and can absolutely take away the stone. The tower's a little bit too far away to take away that stone. Every tile matters when you go into stone. And getting the men-at-arms upgrade. Wow. Might even get a few villages. What a great start from Kalilatico. Great play from him. And from the team that will probably be the underdogs in this matchup. That village is very low. Going to take 3 more hits from the scout. 1 more. And... oh, no! She's going to get away. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Men-at-Arms being upgraded from Noisek. He's got 1 extra. Going to place a tower on the wood line. And at the same time, Kalilatico going to place a tower on the stone. This is a mistake. The tower should be on the stone to protect the stone, as there's enough men-at-arms and enough scouts here to defend the woodline for now. That tower could have came later. And this is going to be the last tower from Noisek. Noisek is going to have to find another way to defend without any stone. Unless he wants to go to the north one. Let's go to the right side, where we also have a tower battle. So much action going on in this map. Early on, this map is the map aggression. And certainly we're seeing a lot of aggression. Oh god, I'm such a terrible caster. So, Sunset... gonna go up with a quick tower, getting one of his towers battered down. We have a staple here from White Court going scouts. And Sunset's initial strategy was to go towers, so he's only adding the barracks now. These villagers are very exposed. It looks like most of them are on full HP, though. Oh, these 2 are low HP. Maybe we can see them get picked off. Down at the south side, Noisek, no more stone. Gonna go with an archery range. Greatest Britons. And this is nice. Nice tower here. This will create basically a wall through here. An impenetrable defense. Player 7 is Rubenstock. Oh, that explains it. Yeah, that explains why they're doing so well on the turn. Player 7 is Gray. We're just going to call him Rubenstock. Rubenstock is extremely, extremely strong Finnish player. Top 5 Finnish players, which, considering it's quite a small country, that's actually saying a lot, because Finland is one of the best, you know, countries in Age of Empires, I suppose. They have their own clan in ECL, so that really says something. To compete with Secret and those guys. So yeah, they're Rubenstock's a very strong player, probably the strongest player in this entire matchup. Another tower coming up from Sunset. At least he'll be able to take those berries, which he'll like. And on the north side, Sunset just playing very defensive. His first tower failed, was destroyed. Didn't have much of a backup, and now he's just going to go defensive with Spearmen. However, these scouts can go over to the pocket. And we see quite an engagement here. Oh, I hate when the men-at-arms gets the tops of the archer. Sobek going to be a little bit late. He's got Magdir scouts with +1 attack. And that was not the best fight for Noisek. Noisek should have waited for his ally. But regardless, it looks like they will clean it up. What's the damage, though? 30 villagers for Noisek. His direct opponent is Kalilatico, or Rubenstock, with 31 villagers. So about even. This will be a good engagement, as there's more scouts here for Sobek. Now, this Frank scouts, of course, have extra HP. I think that's somewhat negated by the +1 attack and +1 armor. a tower here for Rubenstock, which will help take away maybe 2 farmers. Even kill a villager, possibly. No. That should be deleted. Tons of aggression on this first game. It's really a pretty good game so far. No players going up to the next age. Sunset is in the worst position of any player right now. Look at him. Look at his economy. Can't even get a mining camp up. Because he can't fit any more villagers on wood because he has these scouts going around. So Sunset very far behind in this matchup. It's certainly not going to be good for a Finnish team. And now Sobek, been defending this whole time. Now he's going to go on the aggressive. A lot of spearmen here. That should be sufficient. We have bloodlines on these scouts yet? Not quite yet. And this is why you don't want to go defensive spearmen as a flank against scouts in a team game. Because the scouts will just go to your pocket, and that's very unfortunate for your pocket. Gonna kill a villager and run back. Great micro from Weiljet. And it looks like Peruna Latico is probably going to be thinking about going up to the Castle Age, as he's got a pretty substantial farm eco, is not making a lot of military eaters, got 2 stables already up. So they're just going to batter down the tower, they can get it, why not? Tower next to the archer range always gives you this possibility. And here's the army from Peruna Latico. Inside Sobek's base. Sobek's also probably thinking about going up to the next stage. He's going to get a few food-intensive upgrades first, though. They are important ones. And now we have the scouts of Weiljet coming over through the left side. And with bloodlines, they can certainly take on a few spearmen, but that looks to be too many spearmen, in my opinion. Going to take an engagement here. Huge upgrade advantage for Sobek. He should win this one. The Frank scouts are better at first, but they'll lose out once Bloodlines is researched. A nice, interesting dynamic of the Franks. And we have the scouts of Weiljet. So we have the double team onto Peruna Latico as he's going up to Castellade. Peruna Latico, 36 villagers. The other pocket, Weiljet, 41 villagers. So in this game, we have a huge villager advantage for the Chilean Masters, through all the aggression they've been able to put out onto Sunset and onto Peruna Latico. Rubenstock's held his own throughout this game, though, and has probably a slight advantage over Noisek. If not a little more than that, as he's going up to the next stage. Gotta be careful with these villagers. Luckily, they're all on full HP. If Rubenstock is paying attention, should be able to save them. Here we go. He probably can return to that tower pretty soon. And man, do we have to see something from Sunset? Oh my god, let's go to Sunset's point of view. He's got no farms, so he's nowhere near going up to the next stage. Taking way too much gold. Maybe he's thinking of a sling. That's what I would do in this situation, because you're not going to be up into the Castle Age anytime soon. The problem's mainly been this wood income. This is the first and only lumber camp for Sunset. Sunset has not been able to rebuild it anywhere else. I would have liked to maybe see him take more stone and build towers on different wood lines and take different wood lines, but because he hasn't been able to take this much wood, only going up with farms now. And we have a lot of players going up to the Castle Age. So we have gray, red, yellow. Gray, red, yellow. I think that's everyone except for Sunset. If I'm not mistaken. And Noisek. Okay, and Noisek. So my key here is, let's see Latico maybe do a little more damage to Noisek. Put Noisek as far behind as Sunset is behind. Oh, this is not going to be a good fight. Going to be more villagers lost from Sunset. He loses the spearmen immediately. More spearmen coming over, but they're slow. It's going to be another villager down, most likely. That villager's going to get away. That one's going to go down. Okay. Down to 37 villagers for Sunset. Knights moving out across the night. Knights moving out across the map. They, of course, get +2 line of sight for the Franks, which is very nice. I'm going to scout that out. Just going to take the engagement against the Spearman. We have good upgrades, +2 armor and bloodlines. Well, Frank's upgrade, I suppose. Already done. And they're just being non-stop with pressuring Sunset, and that's what they should do throughout the rest of the game. Knight's already in on Kalalatico. I think he probably lost his archers. Spearman being made as quickly as he can. But it's not going to be enough. These Knights have good upgrades already. And even a tower on top of the farms. Oh my gosh. Wall in the tower, that's what I'd love to see. But that's such a great tower if that tower is able to stay up. I would just make sure to wall that in. And another great tower from Rubenstock. Rubenstock MVP of this game. Not only taking out Noisek. Noisek has no food income anymore. Just getting double bid-axe now too. Wow. But now going to place a tower onto the pocket. And there's so much support here. For that. Oh, it's going to be close. Those villagers are going to die. Oh, that's not nice. And he didn't wall in the tower. Why didn't you wall in that tower? That tower is so important. This is otherwise Noisek's economy. At least maybe the knight will get a few villagers, but the spearmen are here from Noisek. Oh, man. That is such a good tower. You have to wall that in. Meanwhile, at Whitecourt's base, he's getting raided heavily too. We're seeing a little bit of an equalizer. I'm looking at the minimap. There's no ratings going on inside CM's bases. This is such a close game. It's really evening up right now with all these extra raids. There's knights all over the place for our Finnish team. Getting villager kills left and right. Horse collar only now being made for Noisek. Man, Noisek is so far behind now. So Sunset is at 100 food. And he's slinging Peruna Latico. That makes so much sense. Gonna sling the pocket franks. Meanwhile, Noisek is in a pretty bad position. Is he slinging as well? Does he have a market? I don't see a market for him. So essentially, Sunset is contributing to his team, and Noisek is not. I think Noisek will try to go up to the next age. Hey, there you go, Sunset tributing resources. Such a great idea from them. Now it looks like Sobek is pushing back. Okay, Noisek is tributing to Sobek. Okay, makes sense. So both the pockets are being slung right now. I prefer the Franks in this situation because the Franks have more line of sight on their knights. They have more HP when it goes to Cavalier and Paladin. Although the Magers will have pretty good Paladins and they'll get their Blast Furnace upgrade for free. As you can see, big attack advantage for Sobek. I think Perun and Latico needs to even that up by getting the Forging and Iron Casting upgrades. As that +2 attack can make a big difference. Pikemen being researched for our two Finnish players, most likely just in defense. Looks like they have a few spearmen left over to help make it more worthwhile. There's certainly no question that we're going to be seeing a lot of knights, and the archer civilizations, or at least the Britons in this matchup, has already been taken out. So very unlikely these players we're going to see any sort of archers anytime soon. So right now, Sobek pushing back. Let's take a little bit of standing of where we are at the game, as no massive damage is being done right now. So 62, 46, 48, 69, 57, 46. Big villager advantage for the Finnish team because of their big raids. Sunset trying to defend as much as possible with just spearmen. So he's slinging and just making spearmen. Oh, don't lose him in the tower, though. And now +1 attack done for Peruna Latico. Husbandry being done. Big upgrade. So the question for me is, how much do these players invest in the Castle Age? How much do they go into Imperial Age? Because having... what does it cost? Like 15 knights? 15 knights. You could either choose between having 15 extra knights or the Imperial Age, basically. One of the players in Finland not using the correct tag. Yeah, lol. Says the other clan, yeah. That's pretty funny. In the third place matchup. Wow. This is going to be another big night raid. Wow. Let's go over Peruna Latico's view, see what he sees. That's that +2 extra line of sight. And wow, what a great raid. White Court going down to 45 villagers. Now has the same amount of villagers as Sunset. Remember how badly Sunset was... Oh, geez. I spoke too soon. Sunset's still getting raided. Raided really tough. Really heavily. First monastery of the game, I think, up. That should have been out a lot sooner. And take a look at the line of sight of Sobek's knights. Oh, he's got... Of course, he's got allies. That makes no sense. Noob caster. A lot of pikemen from Rubenstock. As he might be going forward for a castle. Apparently, we're finding out this matchup that Franks are OP. Pick Franks in every position. Something I've never said as a caster before. This is going to be a great castle. Here we go. So Frank's castle's 25% cheaper. There goes on top of the gold. And I think more importantly, this is just pushing right into Noisek's base. As all these farmers will be vulnerable to raids coming up pretty soon. And I mean, this is a lot of wood to be invested. A lot of villager time will have to be used if Noisek has to retreat. That's severely going to hamper the sling to Sobek. Sobek is up to the Imperial Age, though, and we talked about this. It costs about 15 knights to go up to the Imperial Age. So Sobek might be at an army disadvantage. Is he? 38 military compared to 30. No, he's not. He's doing pretty well. So this could be a good power sling for Sobek. 15 knights might have been able to stop this castle, though. And certainly Noisek is not going to be providing that much more sling to Sobek. With his economy being raided by pikemen currently. Can we see a pikeman versus spearman fight? Thank you. This is the most boring fight that you can have in Age of Empires. They're just going to be poking each other forever, doing no damage. Rubenstock up to the next age. Surprisingly up faster than than Kalalatico. And of course, he's going to be going knights. I don't have to ask that question. Missed the castle here from White Court, though. As that's going to take out the town center. It's amazing how even Noisek and Sunset are, despite being on complete opposite sides of the map and not having interacted with each other. A huge migration from Sunset. Town center is actually going to get deleted. He's still in Feudal Age. This game is so crazy. Alright, looks like Sobek's cleaned that up. This might be the power spike that the Chilean team needs. Getting the Cavalier upgrade right now. Taking out Sunset. So no more sling from these. Well, actually, Noisek's economy is still working despite this castle being here. Kalalatico put up the castle but wasn't able to have enough knights to push in. And there's the Imperial Age for Peruna-Latico. But it'll be some time. As Cavalier's already done, this is going to be a massive raid. There is nothing here to stop the Knights of Sobek. No walls, not enough pikemen. Cavalier is done, +4 attack, of course, with Magyars, already done. This is going to be an epic raid. We're up to 90 villages for Peruna-Latico. Let's see how far he drops. And where's the army for Peruna-Latico? Don't really see it. There's even Cavalier raiding Sunset. Sunset is pretty dead. He's out of this game. 25 villagers. Meanwhile, Noisek, 65 villagers. That changed in a heartbeat. Castle here from Sobek to help defend. Can even build some trebuchets. Castle here. Another castle from Rubenstock. Halberdier being upgraded. They really have invested in the pikeman upgrade, but I don't know how much that's given them this game, as these knights have been so mobile. Peruna-Latico's economy is basically at a standstill now. He'll have to clean this up. And pikemen fight! Okay, there we go. So getting some value there. But these knights need to be up in the north, defending the economy of Peruna-Latico. And all Sobek has to do now is just be relentless. He can build a trebuchet or two and defend them, but really just gotta go for the raids. So right now, let's take a look at Perunalatico's resources. How badly has he been hurt by this raid? Perunalatico has no resources right now. No resources for the plate barding armor. No resources for the Cavalier upgrade. And his economy is just shattered. 55 villages remaining only. Halberdier upgrade's done. That's not a good sign when your flank is bailing you out with Halberdier. Oh, Perunalatico is Jupe. Okay, makes sense. And it looks like castle's gonna go down. It's a small bright spot. That castle's not really essential for a Magyars player, but good for holding position, I suppose. What's going on here? Small raid from Perunalatico. These are still Castle Age Knights, though. And somehow things have stabilized. Not really, though, because the villager difference is absolutely huge. We're under 200 villagers for our Finnish team. And around probably 250... I can't do quick maths, but maybe 280 villagers for our CM team. So how do you bring this back? Halps is nice. I mean, nothing's here to counter them right now. Sobek will have to make cavalry archers, and he's making that transition. The upgrades take a long time to do, though, and it takes a while to mass them. But it looks like Sobek is buying enough time by repairing his castle. Having his trebuchets attack here. They are on top of the hill. They'll do extra damage. Perunalatico has to keep repairing these. Eventually he has to switch into knights because he needs something to counter the cavalry archers, which are coming up. And so we can see the unique upgrade as well for the Magyars. But we're a little bit away from that. Surprisingly, Men-at-Arms being upgraded. Well, we have a Slabs player, so that makes sense, I suppose. Where did the town center go from Sunset? Sunset's all the way down, back in the back left corner of the map. And yeah, White Court's gonna... I think White Court's gearing up for a push on Perunalatico. Although I would have liked to see more raiding. So we have, what, 3 out of the 6 players down here in the bottom side. And White Court's going to push from the north now. And 2 of the players are basically out of the game. And nice gates here from Noisig. Very nice gates, in fact. It's really going to help protect those trebuchets. You can't make enough trebuchets in this kind of situation, I think. But meanwhile, while this is all going up, more cavalry archers are being massed, and Men-at-Arms raiding. I hope we see Men-at-Arms raiding. No, it's going to be Longswordsman raiding. Looks like it's going to be a little too late, though, as that castle's going to go up. But we should see a counter trebuchet from White Court, though, and there's a little hill here, too. So not to worry. Still lacking upgrades for Sobek, though. Where's that 50 villager sling from Noisig? We need to see the upgrades for the cavalry archers. There's some resources there, hurting for gold mostly. There are a few extra golds on the map, so that really shouldn't be an issue. Got a lot of good upgrades, but missing just a few. And now he's going to move out. That castle did go down from Sobek, but he's got 2 more here, so he's probably not too worried. Recurve bow, that's the big one. And Parthian tactics, so just missing the heavy cavalry archer upgrade. They should be able to engage the halberdier now with these great upgrades. White Court is going 2-handed swordsman, so naturally, Jupe or Perunalatico wants to go throwing axemen, but can't do that really without a castle. Perunalatico upgrading paladin, that's a big one. He's gonna have to take over this game for them to have any chance. Take a look at the villager differential right now. 140 villagers for Sobek, 105 for White Court, 55 for Noisig. Meanwhile, 117 and 84 for other players, and almost no villagers from Sunset. Trebuchet's gonna pack up. You're throwing Axemen, they're gonna do some work. They don't have that much attack though, considering all the upgrades of White Court. White Court now getting champion. Gonna need a few more upgrades. And honestly, I think Boyar probably would have been the best option, but certainly Two-Handed Swordsman's gonna be a lot quicker. Halbs probably should have been... I would have gone Halbs before going Two-Handed Swordsman, because all you're seeing really is Cavalry, and Two-Handed Swordsman not too good against Cavalier, to be honest. I think that was a little mistake in army composition, really slowing down White Court's push. This is going to be a great fight for Sobek once he moves back at the right time. There we go. And can put another gate there to protect it. So that castle's going to go down from Calalatico. Should unlock some extra resources for our Chilean team. Most of the houses are melting now, so we need to see that those paladins come out from Calalatico. I wonder how they're doing on gold. Big raid from Sobek. He should have done this a lot earlier. Welcome to the stream, Jupe. And they're trying to set up trade a little bit. There's still a lot of gold on the map. They should definitely try to make use out of that. Sobek getting his final upgrades. This game's gone on a lot longer than I thought it would. I mean, still the Chilean team has a huge advantage as long as they have this huge villager advantage. But it's still a game. I mean, these maps are very small. They're very easy to raid should something go horribly wrong. So, who knows? Maybe one giant raid could change the game from these paladins. Now, Sobek, I wouldn't get too caught up in still making cavalry archers. I think you need to invest in the paladin upgrade yourself. As the cavalry archers were just here to counter the halberdier. They're not here to counter the paladin. And unfortunately, it looks like that that gate is not going to be sufficient. This paladin's going to take down some trebuchets. He's going to lose a lot of paladins, though, if he commits. And sure, the trebuchets are expensive, but paladins are pretty expensive as well. But that was an okay trade. Calalatico. It's at least going to buy him some time, I think. Going to bring in the Halbs late. Not the best engagement. These paladins just destroy all boats. 12 extra HP for the Franks, in addition to a massive 180. I gotta say, the Magyar's heavy cavalry archers, they're probably going to do the best against paladins of any civilization with that extra attack and range. Take a look at the middle of the map. This is where the game might be decided. As now we have a full infantry composition from White Court. Almost full upgrades. I just think they're missing Georgina. But now we have the Halbs to counter the cavalry, and I don't think there's anything that can be done against this army now. And that should be the end of Perunalatico. I don't think he's got any more resources in the bank. Take a look at his resources. Lacking a lot of food. Might be something that Calalatico might have to bail him out, but if he bails him out, how is he going to push here? And don't push into the strongest part of your opponent. I think Rubenstock should definitely go bail out his ally. Try to clear up some of this stuff. As we see even some rams being made from our Slavs player. Castle being made into Sobek's, what used to be his economy. I think this is GG. Where's Rubenstock? Rubenstock, you gotta go bail out your ally, man. Don't sit here with your paladins. There we go. The Rubenstock is gonna attempt to bail out. But even taking this engagement is gonna be tough. Not to mention, as he goes north, that means Sobek can push south with, I don't see any army here, really. I think Sobek's really pushing in the middle. So, if Calalatico wins this fight, maybe the game goes on. If he loses it, the game's absolutely over. Looks like he might win it, as these cavalry archers are in the back. Now it's just going to be GG. I think the castle was too much. You can win that fight, but the castle's still going to be there, and Perunalatico's still not going to have any economy left. That's two players for their team that have no economy. As we see Sunset's little base on the top. And what a great game! What a great first game in this third place matchup. We have the Chilean Masters taking the first game. A lot of high-level play. Really great map. This was the map Aggression. And it was very interesting to see 3 Frankish players as well. That's not something I've seen before. And I certainly don't disagree with those settings. Certainly the CM team was able to make it work as we see these last gates onto this trebuchet. How epic is that? Great, let's take a look at the achievements. Here we go, military stats. Great KD from Sobek. A player with a great KD, really. Look at the KD of these other players, Noisek and Sunset. Jeez. They're identically bad. So let's take a look at the tribute sent and received. I'm looking at the sent statistic. Noisek sending 9,400. Sunset only sending 5,200. So big difference there. And less than 50 villager high from Sunset. And here's your timeline. So great first game.